everyone. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Man Booker Prize. So last night the Man Booker Prize announced its Longlist. I'm thrilled with so many of the books on this list. There's lots of the titles that were on my TBR, but I haven't read any of these books. So it's really great to have 13 books that I hope are going to be really great books to be excited to read. So I've challenged myself to read the 13 books before the shortlist is announced, which is on the 13th of September. So it gives me 48 days to read 13 books, which is about 3.5 days per book, so totally doable. However, I have got to squeeze in my summer TBR too, but we'll try. And so today I just want to run through the books that have been longlisted and how I feel about them and which ones I think I'm going to get to first. So really quickly, and sorry I'm going to be looking down, we have Paul Auster's 4321, Sebastian Barry's Days Without End, History of Wolves by Emily Fridland, Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, Solar Bones by Mike McCormick, John McGregor's Reservoir 13, Elmit by Fiona Mosley, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness by Arundhati Roy, George Saunders' Lincoln in the Bardo, Camila Shamsi's Home Fire, Ali Smith's Autumn, and Zadie Smith's Swing Time. So after the long list was announced this morning, I went straight down to my library this morning and got out as many titles as they had available. So I'll go through those ones first. So Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. This one has been a book that I've been dying to get to, and this is a really good excuse to jump straight in. So as soon as I've got home, I've already started reading this one. I'm about 100 pages in and I'm really enjoying it so far. So this is set in an unnamed city which is on the brink of war. Within it we're following this blossoming relationship between Saeed and Nadia. And there's that discussion around whether the impending danger is making them misjudge their feelings for one another or intensify those feelings. But then alongside that story, we're getting snippets of people arriving in cities all across the world through these strange black doors that appear in secret places. So this is a look at the current refugee crisis, which is happening in all different parts over the world, and that the story of people trying to find a place, a safe place, and how they are welcomed to those places. So really enjoying that and looking forward to finishing that one. The next one I managed to get was Ali Smith's Autumn. So this has been on my radar since last year, just after it first came out, but I missed reading it in the autumn, and I'm a sucker for a seasonal read, so then I couldn't read it because it was then winter. So I was waiting until this autumn to read it anyway. Now, I think this one I'm going to have to leave till the September, but the shortlist isn't announced till the 13th of September, so I should have time to squeeze this in towards the end of reading these books. I also managed to pick up Sebastian Barry's Days Without End. Now, this is a historical fiction. I've heard lots of people speak about this. It was the winner of the 2016 Costa Book of the Year award, so I think there's been lots of good things spoken about. So this is set in 1850s America and follows two friends who have signed up to the US Army. So I know I've heard Simon from Savage Reads has spoke about that he really enjoyed this one, so I'm excited to get to that one. So those are the books that I managed to pick up from the library, which are the ones that I'm going to get started with. So like I said, I've started with Exit West. Now, some of the other books that I'm really excited to get to, sorry if I'm looking down, the first one on the long list is Paul Auster's 4321. So this follows the birth of a boy, and his life then goes on to take 4 simultaneous but completely different paths. So it's a story of parallel lives. I love stories like this. I think they answer that human nature question of the what ifs. We get to find out what the outcomes of those what ifs are. So I'm really excited to get to that one. Then we have, also on the list is Emily Fridland's History of Wolves. Just the title makes me excited for this. I love wolves. And it's got isolated setting. The family is living on a commune, and it sounds like it's a bit of a coming of age story. There's lots of talks of cabins by the lake. I always think that I'd just love to be tucked away in a little wooden cabin with all the books, although then I remember that night time and I'd be a wimp and wouldn't sleep. So, but still, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Then we have Elmet by Fiona Mosley. Now, this is a debut novel and it sounds fascinating. I'm going to read the blurb because I won't be able to sum it up very well, but bear with me. Daniel is heading north. He is looking for someone. The simplicity of his early life with Daddy and Kathy has turned sour and fearful. They lived apart in the house that Daddy built for them with his bare hands. They foraged and hunted. When they were younger, Daniel and Kathy had gone to school, but they were not like the other children then, and they were even less like them now. Sometimes Daddy disappeared and would return with a rage in his eyes, but when he was at home, he was at peace. He told them that the little copse in Elmet was theirs alone, but that wasn't true. Local men, greedy and watchful, began to circle like vultures. All the while, the terrible violence in Daddy grew. So that sounds really fascinating. It sounds like it's told from a child's perspective. I'm not sure if it's a child narrator or third person though, but really excited to read that one. So that's just a look at some of the books on the long list that I'm particularly excited to get to. Like I said, I intend to read them all before the shortlist is announced. Particularly want to get to the Paul Auster 4321, History of Wolves and Elmet. Later this year I'm off to the Cheltenham Literary Festival, and they usually have some of the Man Booker shortlisted authors there to discuss their books, because the prize winner is announced just 2 days after the end of that festival. So I'm really looking forward to potentially being able to listen to some of these authors talk about their books, so that's really exciting. Let me know in the comments what you think of this year's long list and which books you're excited to get to. If you've read any of these books, if there's any that you recommend that I pick up first once I've finished Exit West. I'm really excited to chat with you all about the books and authors in this year's Man Booker Prize. Thanks again for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.